And gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the nation's capital here in Washington, D.C. as Premier Boxing Champions presents our official weigh-in for tomorrow's exciting night of ShowTime pay-per-view card. It is all brought to you by TGB Promotions, GTD Promotions, and ShowTime. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. We will begin our official weigh-ins with our ShowTime Countdown pay-per-view portion of the card, and it is going to be streamed at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time on the ShowTime Sports YouTube page. First up to the scale, 6 rounds in the super welterweight division out of Davenport, Iowa, with 7 victories, 4 by knockout, opposite of 2 defeats and 1 draw. Here is Sean, the Exception West. And now we welcome his opponent out of Capitol Heights, Maryland. His record undefeated, 6 victories, including 5 by knockout. Here is Trevon Sniper Marshall. All right, first up onto the scales, once again out of Davenport, Iowa. Here is Sean West. 151.2 for West. And now we welcome the hard-hitting, undefeated knockout artist, Trevon Sniper Marshall. One 149.8 for Marshall. Six rounds in the super welterweight division, live on the ShowTime pay-per-view countdown show tomorrow night from Capital One Arena. Trevon Sniper Marshall taking on Sean, the Exception West. And now we continue our official weigh-in with 8 rounds in the super lightweight division. Coming to the stage now out of Cordoba, Argentina, with 21 victories, 10 by knockout, opposite of 10 defeats and 2 draws. Here is Diego Luque. And now introducing his opponent out of La Quinta, California. His record unblemished, 26 victories with 22 wins by knockout. He is a rising star, the undefeated Brandon Lee. And now first up to the scale, we welcome Diego Luque. One 141.2 for Luque. And now we welcome the talented, undefeated Brandon Lee. To our super welterweight division. First up to the stage, we welcome out of Houston, Texas, by way of Jalisco, Mexico, with 9 victories, opposite of 1 defeat and 1 draw, with 5 wins by knockout. Here is Omar El Charo Rosales. And now we welcome out of Roseland, New Jersey, with 13 victories, with 8 wins by knockout and just 1 blemish. Here is White Magic, Vito Mielnicki Jr. And now first up onto the scale, once again, Omar El Charo Rosales. 152.8, 152.8 for Rosales.
Thank you.
And now getting set to step onto the scale. Once again, he is a rising star, Vito Mielnicki Jr. 153.2, 153.2 for White Magic, Vito Mielnicki Jr. On the ShowTime Sports YouTube page, it is White Magic, Vito Mielnicki Jr. taking on Omar Rosales.
TV's in the back, guys. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will now turn things over to the Hall of Famer and legendary voice, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you, and we welcome you. Premier Boxing Champions continues with our official weigh-in for our big night of action. This time we move into the pay-per-view portion of our big night of action, taking place once again at the Capital One Arena here in Washington, D.C. Brought to you by GTD Promotions, TGB Promotions, and ShowTime Pay-Per-View. Well, fans, our night is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Bet $5 and win $200 if your fighter wins. Action so good, why bet on boxing anywhere else? And Universal Pictures Knock at the Cabin, only in theaters February the 3rd. Well, our pay-per-view portion features our main event of the evening, 12 rounds for the WBA Lightweight Championship of the World. Of course, that's Gervonta Davis taking on Hector Luis Garcia. At this time, let's bring out our fighters for our opening pay-per-view attraction, 10 rounds in a super middleweight special attraction. First, please welcome from Laurel, Maryland. He's a battle-ready super middleweight world rank contender, Demond "The Best at It" Nicholson. And we invite his opponent to the stage at this time from Providence, Rhode Island. The former 2-division champion of the world. He'll be making his super middleweight debut. Here is Demetrius "Boo Boo" Andrade. Well, as our fighters getting ready to step onto the scale, reminding you we start at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for our pay-per-view portion. That's 6 p.m. Pacific Time. And now first to the scale for our 10-round super middleweight special attraction with 22 knockouts in his 26 wins. Here is the hard-hitting world-ranked super middleweight contender, Demond, the best at it, Nicholson. 167 and 1/4 pounds, 167 and 1/4 pounds.
TVs in the back, please. Thank you, sir.
And his opponent in our opening pay-per-view attraction with a fine record of 31-0, 19 knockouts. Here is the undefeated former super welterweight and middleweight champion of the world, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. 167 pounds, 167 for Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade.
Thank you.
ShowTime, baby.
All right, guys, here we go.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. It opens up our pay-per-view event of boxing. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade versus Demond, the best at it, Nicholson. 10 rounds of boxing super middleweight special attraction.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
All right, fans, here we go. Continuing with our official weigh-in. Premier Boxing Champions continues with our next bout coming your way. It's a world title eliminator presented in association with Samson Boxing. We invite first to the stage the power puncher from Barranquitas, Venezuela. Knockout-minded contender here is Flaco de Oro, Royman Villa. And his opponent we invite to the stage at this time from Lynn, Massachusetts. He's the undefeated world-ranked contender making his ShowTime debut. Please welcome Speedy Rashidi Ellis. And our fighters are ready to step onto the scale. This is for the IBF welterweight world title eliminator. Weight limit on this fight is a very strict 147 pounds. First to the scale with a fine record of 25 wins, only one loss, with 24 wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the hard-hitting welterweight contender, Royman Flaco de Oro Villa. 145 and 3/4 pounds, 145 and 3/4 for Royman Villa. And now his opponent with a fine record of 24 wins, no losses, with 14 knockouts to his credit. Here is the undefeated IBF world rank contender, Speedy Rashidi Ellis. 146 and 1/4 pounds, 146 and 1/4 pounds for Speedy Rashidi Ellis. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss the action. This is for the IBF Welterweight World Title Eliminator. Speedy Rashidi Ellis versus Royman Flaco de Oro Villa. All right, fans, here we go. Premier Boxing Champions continues with the official weigh-in. This time we present our co-main event of the evening. It is presented in association with D&D Boxing. It's an interim world title attraction in the welterweight division. Presenting first to the stage at this time, fighting out of Germany by way of Kyiv, Ukraine. He is the IBF number 4 ranked welterweight in the world. Please welcome Karen Chukadjan. And now making his way to the stage from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He is the IBF number 1 welterweight rank contender. Here is the undefeated welterweight sensation, Gervonta Boots Ennis. Fighters ready to step onto the scale at this time. First with a record of 20 wins, 1 loss, and 11 knockouts, making his ShowTime debut. The world-ranked welterweight contender from Ukraine, Karen Chukadjan.
146.2.
146 and a quarter pounds, a ready 146 and 1/4 pounds for Karen Chukadjan. And now his opponent with a tremendous record of 29 wins, no losses, 1 no decision, with 27 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the young star of boxing, the hard-hitting welterweight top contender, introducing Gervonta Boots Ennis. Already 145 and a half pound for Gervonta Boots Ennis. 145 and 1/2 pounds. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss this showdown in the welterweight division. It is for the IBF welterweight interim world title. Number 1 in the world versus number 4 in the world. Gervonta Boots Ennis versus Karen Chukadjan. There'll be no separating them tomorrow, as this is our co-main event of the evening, 12 rounds IBF welterweight world title eliminator.